Wait for the red button to come out. Okay, we are recording. All right, good afternoon, all the students. Here with the revised version of the photography project content. Yeah, you are going to see what is the practice for film school or photography school in the international level have been doing. Yeah, it's such a classic training that they pretty much do this every month or every fortnights. Yeah, because taking one picture is one thing. Training for the technique to control the camera, that's another. Yeah, but to put everything in your mind and the way that you narrate your own ideas and imagination, that's difficult. And that's why I have prepared this for you, to be the challenge, because you are now ready to take the photography to the next level in your own terms. What kind of visual communication that you would prefer to deliver to your audience? Yeah, let's check it out. Sharing the screen now. Right. Okay. Can you see my screen? Can you see my PowerPoint?
Yes, sir.
Say photography project. Hello.
Yes, I can see it.
You can, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let's go. Um, photography project, or known in many other names, photography essays, documentary photography, um, photojournalism, storyteller, visual storyteller. Yeah. Um, all in all, it comes down to one thing: how to deliver the story with a picture, sometimes without saying any words. Yeah. Let me start with this one. This is the work from the notorious or famous photographer, Kevin Carter. Kevin Carter, he was capturing this one in Sudan base camp in 1994. This picture created a worldwide sensation, which later on being developed into the film, The Death of Kevin Carter in 2004. Yeah, quite some time ago. It's available on Netflix and also known in many other names as the Bang Bang Club. Yeah, also won the Academy Awards, aka Oscar as well. If you would like to know more in movie approach, yeah, so check it out. Right, come back to the photography. The photography is very strong. Yeah, this photography made a headline on New York Times News Magazine, um, Time newspaper, and many other media at the time. In 1994, there was no digital camera, and the camera at the time was still film, mostly. Yeah, um, Kevin Carter is one of them. Yeah, he traveled to Sudan base camp because there was a civil war happened right there, and people live in difficult times. Yeah, basically. So he traveled out of his base camp with the United Nation workforce and all that helps, that are coming, but the war was not really stopped yet. Yeah, around 1 kilometers from his camp, he found a circle of vulture, yeah, on the sky, and then he go check the location. Yeah, and then this scene, yeah, happens, appears right in front of his eyes. He took the photos. Yeah, You took the photo, all right, with the voucher on the background. Great photography, of course. Many students from the early classes say things like, oh, yeah, perfect rule third. Yeah, good comparison between the prey and the predator, human, animals, living, life, and death. Yeah, even the color. Yeah, the color palette is great. Yeah, yellow, brown, black. Yeah, on the thrive of life or death. It's just so right in terms of photography perfectionism. I would have Destiny to kick things off. Yeah. So, what's occurred to your mind when you first see this picture, or have you seen this before?
I have seen this before. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's in like magazine or on the news. I don't quite remember, but yeah. This one, I feel like it's talk about like hunger in Africa,
Mm.
and yeah, like children are dying, and they're right now. I'm feeling like they praying for survival.
Mm. Right. Right.
And
So I could.
probably,
Yes.
I'm sorry, and
No, sorry. Sorry.
probably
Keep on going.
they're also suffering from like water shortage and also
Mm-hmm.
war.
Yeah.
I've
Both.
seen
Yeah.
from like the ground.
That's right. Thank you. When Destiny speaks, do you hear reverb happenings, or is a good recording right now?
There is no
I'm sorry.
reverb.
Uh, 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 Denny, hello.
Yes.
Right. Is the sound clear when someone is speaking back to the class? I need to double check because it's going to be a record for other classes as well.
To me,
Uh,
they're shooting this.
yours fine.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Right. Okay. From Destiny feedback. Yeah, I could hear the one word and that she reflected say hunger. Yes, and the list goes on. Yeah, when it when one feeling occur to your perceptions, that's what happened in communication. When one stranger smile at you, yeah, maybe you have one feelings, maybe you have another feelings if it come from another people. Yeah, when whatever you do, yeah, when sensation trigger sensation trigger, then you have feelings. When feelings trigger, then you have emotion. When your emotion comes out, you making the decision whether would you like to do it or not do it. Actions is going to appear afterwards. Yeah, that's the internal communication that we have in ourselves as a human. But when it comes to visual communication that we are studying and training right now, it's all about what kind of message or what would you expecting your audience, yeah, to react, to change, or what kind of message you would like to deliver to the target audience. That's what we do in the class of visual communication right now. Yeah, you're right. A lot of people around the world see this photography and then they saw a lot of hunger, a lot of sadness, starvation, and all that. So this picture brought a lot of help to Sudan at the time. And in results, this photography won the Pulitzer Awards, yeah, which is similar to the Nobel Prize for the media persons. Yeah. Keep that in mind. Kevin Carter on YouTube channel, if you follow the film, I'll just simply say it short. Um, on the news, after he received the award of Pulitzer's, yeah, he had a press release and everything. So a lot of press asked this question: "Oh, congratulations, Kevin! Yeah, you won the Pulitzer's award, but what happened to the girl? What happened to this little child right here? And he was, what? What do you mean? The reporter asked, what is the faith of the child? Have you helped her? And he couldn't really give the right answers because he didn't. This photography used in a lot of ethic class as well, especially for our media persons. Yeah. What would you do? What would you do over there if you were the photographer? There's no right and wrong here. Yeah, you know, already know that my class is very open. Yeah, I would pick. Oh yeah. This is a perfect candidate. I would pick Tara for your thoughts. Tara, honey, are you with us?
Hi.
Hello, Tara.
I'm not sure if my screen is present. Are we still looking at the picture of the stricken child?
Yes, it is. Your thoughts. If you were Kevin Carter and you witnessed these scenes, what would you do? Would you taking the pictures, or would you help the girl and everything? Go.
Because of the with the bird in the background. I'm not sure if it's a bird. Maybe it's with the bird in the background. I think it's like a perfect opportunity for a photo. Obviously, I'd go to help the child as well, but getting the bird to be right at that moment. It's also like just like yeah. I'd take a photo first, and then I go help the child. Is that a good answer?
Right. Yeah, it's your answer. I have no problem with that. Would anyone have different opinions from Tara? The floor is open. All right. If you do, yeah, raise your hand or open the mic, yeah, and then you throw in your opinions. And also for students who are watching this video afterwards, you can leave the comment down below, yeah, or sending the text or talk to me next time we meet. Here's a story behind the scenes. I did a research paper before the film was released. Yeah, it was one of my paper for my master degree. What happened is, was Kevin Carter arrived at the scene and he saw what we are watching right now. Perfect situation and the right composition, just like you set it up in the studio, except that he didn't. He took the pictures and taking more pictures, 72 shots in total, because his negative film was released afterwards. He was waiting for one thing. He was waiting for, I'm going to stop that for now. I should have. He was waiting for that vulture on the background, yeah, to spread its wing, both of the wings. So it's going to be like the vulture is trying to attack a child, right? Yeah, something, yeah, on the roof third composition that you could see right here. It's going to be a perfect photography, super strong photography, hands down, perfect shot, once in a lifetime kind of shot. The vulture eventually spread one of the wing, but just one of them. Maybe it was tired and waiting for the child to pass away. Yeah. Kevin Carter was waiting and waiting and shooting until he finished one roll of the film. He reloaded the film, put on another roll, taking more pictures, and then he decided not to wait anymore because probably the vulture was not going to do anything. He chased he chased the vultures away, and then the girl was already passed away. Yeah. I'll leave the details for you to study furthermore if you would like to know or watching the films. Yeah. But later on, he won the Pulitzer's Award with this picture, with a lot more of debates and criticisms around the internet the internet was not really there at the time in 1994, but it was. Yeah, so that's what happened. If you want to know more, that's the theme. My point to bring this to you is about impact of just one photography. On the screen here, you are watching the work of a, a, a genius in a way of a visual communicator. His name is, let me reread his name. He's a Japanese. Sho Shibuya. Yeah, Sho Shibuya. The link is going to be provided, which is right here on chat. Yeah, so for the recording sake, if you would like to know more about his work, you can follow this name and look it up yourself. Sho Shibuya here has a fantastic design in graphic design, photography, not CGI, but look at what he has done for the top of the line in our industry. New York Times newspaper, New York Times magazine and all that. The pictures, I mean, the list of newspaper on the left-hand side that you see here, these are the collection of his work. What could you see from his design? I would ask Denis. Yes, hello, Denis. What can you see from his design? You think let's go.
Like a different kind of color.
Could you please repeat that again, because I can't really hear you.
Oh, like the different kind of blue.
Different shade of blue. That's right. Right. Okay. Anyone else? Try Pan Than Trung.
Oh, I think it's like paint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like in the left side is like the sky of
All right.
like the sky of
yeah, you're coming close.
in the right side.
Yes.
In the right side is like blood.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else would like to throw in your opinions? Right. He's best known to be the master of minimalism. Yeah. His work is use very few colors. No. I can't say that, because sometimes he use a lot of colors. But it's a minimal approach, yeah, to send a very impactful to the audience or the viewers. Because look at the media landscape. It's a New York Times newspaper, right? When someone holding the newspaper, which something that I can show you right about here. Oop. See that? Yeah, when someone holding the newspaper that this artist, yeah, demonstrated, it's very impact. You can walk around on the other side of the road, and then you suddenly pick it up very, very quickly, because it's very impactful and tasty in terms of visual, yeah, and it looks good. And what kind of level of the artist would have 2 pages of the front page of the New York Times news magazine? Definitely the top level of the world. Yeah. So I picked these example, from his galleries, that using photography to demonstrate his ideas on the news on the right hand side. Yeah, you could see that he using the pictures, yeah, to demonstrate the ideas. This is called symbolical approach, using the symbol to get the ideas as a media. I can go on and on. But on the right hand side, with text over there, from inside mob, yeah, it shows, right? It shows what does it means. Rampage in Capitol Forces evacuations is part of his legacy, a Republican says. Yeah. And on the zoom in level, you can see that the president summoned a mob and unleashed it on the Capitol. Right. What could you understand from this? I would go for Meng Yu Huang.
Oh,
Hello, nice to have
oh,
you.
can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm not sure because my screen is frozen right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
So,
only can hear you.
oh, really? That's too
Yes,
bad.
but I don't know why. 'Cause probably the internet in uni is not that good.
All right, all right, all right. So I'll leave that away from you. Maybe next time. I'm trying to
Oh,
come back
okay.
with the good internet. Yeah.
Okay.
Lu Mao, could you please help me? Hello. Hello. I can hear someone whistle, but I can't hear you. All right. It's okay. It's okay. Next time. Next time. Yeah, get ready next time. Okay. Akari, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Could you repeat your questions because I couldn't hear you clearly?
Oh, sure, sure. It's great, especially when you have fresh eyes. The picture on the right hand side, yeah, these are one page of the newspaper. Pick one of them and tell me what you can decoding what it means.
Mm-hmm. I can. I will pick for the white the white the red spot on the white paper.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So mm, it's like color contrast or something.
Oh, no, no, this is not a composition class. What does it mean? Even though there is no copy to tell you or anything, because it just, like you said, it just red on white. But what does it mean?
Violence.
Very good. Who says so? Show yourself. Ordinary. Right. Yes. It's not just violence. If I'm right, I haven't really checked, but I believe this one was the one that released with the Ebola. Yeah. You know the Ebola virus does to human, right? I believe that this was the one. Yeah, I can look it up later on. But down there, the black on white is look like blood, is it? That's for the violence that happened in a protest, and it's the blood of a black man. Yeah, this is how impactful that this guy could give, yeah, to our industry. Right. Let's moving on. This is known as storytelling, and this technique is only achievable in advanced level of photography. But as you are learning how to tell the story or how to communicate with visual approach, so that's why I leave this to the second part of the semester to introduce this to you. Right here, you are about to see the work from my good friend, yeah, Chan Klang Kan Thong. He's a long time, 25 years at least, working for a big player in this field. Greenpeace, National Geographic, AP, Reuters, and all that. He made this slide for you. It's both in Thai and English. Yeah, you can learn a lot from this. Yeah, it will be provided on the recording as well. So let's see what he has for us. Right. Okay. He says we are all the storyteller. We have been doing this since we were living on the cave. Say from one of the oldest wall painting that we have. Some of our ancestors, right, pick up some random fruit on the bush. It's blue and it's tasty. And they were so happy. And they grabbed those juice from those later on known as a blueberry. And then they smash it on the cave wall with their hands. And then they found, oh, this is so delicious. 2,000 years later, we discovered that handprint on the cave's wall, and then we understand what the ancestor tried to say 2,000 years ago. That's what we are as a human, and we use the medium to deliver the message ever since. Today, we're using photography for that. That is a very known universal languages. When we're taking a look at the photo or the elements on the photos, we getting to understand the definition of it, yeah, as much as we could. Depends on our experience, depends on our education per se, or our will to get to understand what's happening right there. Someone could look past these 4 photos within 1 second, like I don't care. And for some people, some of these photography captivate their visions, yeah, and pay more attention to understand what's happening right there. Yeah, is the basic fundamental of visual communications. One picture say 1,000 words, yeah, but it doesn't mean that every picture say 1,000 words. Or in my point of view, even though the picture is trying to say 1,000 words, but there's no point if you don't understand that languages. You can speak in Vietnamese for days. I don't understand anything that you say at all. Yeah, you could try that. That's why when it comes to visual communication, you need to be able to get over the language barrier and turn it into a non-verbal communication, the visual communication that using some of the techniques that you are about to see on this presentation right here. When it comes to the making of all this, yeah, my friend used the analogy about film making, which I totally understand. Basically, all in all, he just recommend everybody to think before you shoot. Yeah, that's his photography style. In his own definition, he says the photography storytelling is the pictures or photos that can communicate the definition or the meaning by itself with or not even required to start reading or understand the copies. Or the copies could be in the language that we don't understand, but when we take in a look at the communication, and then we understand straight away. Similar to your attempts to drive a car or travel in another country that you don't really speak their languages, but you can read their symbols. You understand straight away when someone show you some fingers to you. Yeah, that's very clear. That's what's happening in here as well. To his approach, yeah, storytelling can be break down into 2 approach, which is one a single shot, and another is called story shot, which I will elaborate later on. The single shot right here, for example, is one picture that telling a complete understanding with one look. It has its own beauty. It has its own composition. it shows what it means. Even you don't really need to understand much of what's happening on the background. Yeah. The first pictures here are Thai flood in 2010, 12 years ago. You could see that there are many elements to understand over here. I would like to try with Tyrese. Yeah, could you please help me analyze the photography? Tell us what you could see. Tyrese, are you with us? If not, anyone else? Could you please? Otherwise, I'm gonna summon Aluma. Thank you. Right. What can you see from the first picture here? I can't hear you. Absolutely. I can't hear you. Okay, yeah, you're coming now. Your voice is coming. Come on. So, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Next time, my friend. Hien Saw, could you please help us analyze the first picture?
Yes, Ajin.
Yes, please.
Then
What can you see?
I think it's the feet of the Buddha statue,
Mm-hmm.
and the monk is driving the boat.
Yes.
Yeah, that is. I like the color.
The what?
I like the color of the boat.
Oh, the color. The color is another. What can you observe from the right-hand side of the picture? I will zoom it in for you.
Yeah.
Do you know what are those?
I'm not sure.
All right. I will tell you. Those are the antennas for televisions. And you can see one satellite dish over here, right there. This is the roof of some houses. And you see the water level as high as some house roof. What does it mean?
Okay, it's flooded.
Exactly. Yeah, and it shows a very high level of flooded. Yeah, 2 meters at least. Yeah, and he traveled to Ayutthaya, which is about 50 kilometers away from Bangkok University, and captured this. Yeah, at first he observed the scene, and then he decided to come back again when the time is right, when the blue hours and the sun is going down, and he also noticed that there is a monk pedaling this way. The monk pedaling to his camera, and then he say, "What are you doing here?" And then they talk. Yeah, he captured this photo between that conversations. Yeah, and you can see that this picture won National Geographic Thailand in 2010. Is the best picture there is. And this person, okay, this one here, I'm gonna try someone's Thai. Pong Danai.
Yes, Ajahn. Hello,
Okay,
ครับ.
what can you see? What can you understand from this one?
First of all, I see the monochrome.
Yes.
yeah, very stand out.
Mhm.
I think this is is it called the king guard, right, Ajahn?
The what?
King guard, queen guard, like in
Oh, the royal guard.
yeah,
Queen
yeah, yeah,
guard
yeah,
was
yeah.
for Elizabeth the second.
Yeah, yes, yes. You want the explanation of this photo, Chemika?
Yeah. What can because we are learning about how one picture say its own stories or the definitions. What can you tell by taking a look at this?
I can tell that they are waiting for the king to arrive.
Mhm.
Um, is it in? It's a temple in Bangkok.
Yes. Okay.
It's a
What would
temple that I
be,
think.
what would be their feelings or what kind of feelings that they are showing right here?
Suffering from heat. Hot.
Yeah, probably that's how they feel. But
Yeah.
usually they don't really have their hat in this direction. Yeah.
Hmm.
They have
Oh, okay, okay. I get it now.
okay. So what do you get?
Is black and white represent sadness
Yes.
sometimes. It's like
Yes.
when someone passed away. So I think that this photo is when the king passed away and they are, how to say, why alive,
Yeah. They pay
Mm,
respect to the past king.
this,
Yeah. And
yes, yes.
right. Very good. Yeah. And also because the technique in photography that this photographer could deliver, but you get it right. This is called body language, and this is called symbolic. Yeah. Body language is one thing that he was waiting. Yeah. And the symbolic of the tilting their hats in a specific angle for all of them, on the background as well. You can see that. Yeah. And the photographer using great depth of fields to capture all the details right from the from here all the way to the back, and the cloud on the sky and everything, especially this part. Yeah. Nice, well controlled framing with a perfect gap around the back. Yeah. This demonstrating composition, storytelling, feelings, and everything is a one shot perfect. Yeah, one perfect shot for storytelling. Right here as well. This is for Greenpeace. Yeah, they use it so many times with this photography. Yeah. This one, the story behind the lens was my friend traveled with this group of fishermen since 5 in the morning. Around more than 5,000 shots were taken on that day. The fishermen fishing these mackerels out of the Gulf of Thailand, and that the speed during the work was really fast. Yeah, this is the mackerels or ปลาทูที่เรากินนี่แหละ yeah, but look at the composition, look at the timing, and look at the color. Yeah, that's how impactful it is, and especially when you work for Greenpeace, right? Having green color to represent their brand is very impactful. My point is, when you're having these impactful appearance, yeah, it will open the door for the audience to take a look back to your media. Okay, what's happening? Yeah. If your visual communication is not really have impact enough, yeah, to draw attention, you have a weak thumbnails on your YouTube channel, yeah, or for that example, then maybe it's not really gonna draw the audience and not really subscribe to your channel, to yours, is it? Yeah, that's a key. The second part here is called a story shot. A story shot is a set of photos. Yeah. For example, right here, my friend is taking the picture for past, present, and future for CLMV, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnam. Yeah, and he shoot this for National Geographic. It tells the story of Southeast Asia story, how our civilization and the story that's happening right there. Yeah, Laos over here on this photography is still one of the.
Sir, we can.
I'm sorry.
We can
Yeah,
see.
I know that I haven't really shared the screen. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's right here. The story shot of CLMV. Yeah, Laos is still the country with the most minefield. They're still having a lot of active mine in the areas, and you could see this is the, the token of war on the background right there as well. The killing field in Cambodia, yeah, with my utmost respect, the way that, that they live and all that. Let's see how it goes for him. Okay. There are two types of story shot in photography project. One is known as photo essay. One is known as photo documentary. Yeah, on the left hand side here, photography essay is the pictures that telling the sequence or using the visual to tell the story. Sometimes, and most of the time, they don't really have the article to support the pictures. The picture supposed to be able to tell the story by itself. But this is a very important note from him. When we ask students to make photography essay, sometimes they come up or they submit the work to tell the story of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that are happening. For example, how to cook my breakfast. Yeah, cracking eggs, stirring the eggs. Yeah, put the eggs into the pan. Eat the cake. Eat the egg. An empty plate, and they call that photography essay. Yes, it is. Yeah, yes, it is. But it's not good enough. Yeah, don't try that. Okay, I'm going to I'm going to give you an F straight away. Yeah, or how to mail a Gundam model or anything like that. Yeah, try to get away from that direction. We have that a lot. Second is photography documentary. For documentary, usually used together with the articles, and the pictures and the articles need to support each other. Preferably, to have the article during or before going out to take the pictures. Usually, it is going to be a long time project, similar to this CLMV project that my friends did. Okay, let's start with this. The sequence. When you show the pictures, yeah, it's similar to you are inviting someone or the audience there to take a journey to your photographies. Most of the time, there is a beginning, middle, end. Yeah. In here for this example, National Geographic, this issue, yeah, having this picture from Ayutthaya as the cover, to attract and draw the viewers to see the inside. Yeah, and the inside is talking about 10 years after the Great Flood of Thailand in 10 years ago, 12 years ago, right? And these are the details, how it affects Thai people, how it affects our economy. You can see the flood level and how devastating it was right here. Yeah. This is one of the examples. There are so many ways to make good photography essays. Yeah. Usually, it's similar to you are trying to make one cinematography. there are so many ways. This technique that he trying to show is to connect the end with the beginnings, because this photo right here was actually captured in here. Wat Pachetupon right there. Yeah, he captured this from the helicopter, and he also go down to the temple himself. Okay, example. In it just last year, last 2 years, we have crude oil leak in Rayong. Yeah, January ปีนี้25ใช่ไหม2566ใช่ปะวะปีนี้แหละใช่ yeah, oil pollution at sea. Yeah, and he captured that. Yes, there is some article next to it, but if you pretend that you cannot read any of these English, right? Taking a look at the pictures alone, yeah, you should understand what's happening here. If you don't, this is a great time to practice. So with that reason, I'm gonna call Enshisu.
Yes.
Hello. Have I called you before?
No.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So first picture here. What can you understand the picture?
The pollution is very serious, and I think it may has poison in it because they wear the mask.
Very nice. What else can you understand?
And the water is very dirty.
Very good. How could you know?
Because I could see the waves is not very clear, like blue or white. It looks like brown.
Exactly. And if you compare the shallow sea water here and deep sea water, they are in different colors.
Yeah.
And that's for one. Very good. So what is the battleship got to do over there? You think?
Maybe fishing.
Or that's a battleship. That's a military navy.
They are checking something.
Yes. It demonstrating that this is a very, very big operation. Yeah, all hands on deck. Yeah, military has the biggest cruise on Thai Sea, right? So they gotta help. Yeah. And you think if this person right there on the left hand side here, not looking back to the camera, is it going to be a stronger or weaker picture?
I think it will be weaker.
Very good. Yes, exactly. And what and everything that Enchi here have said is actually the reflection from the photographer as well. Good work.
Thank you.
If you keep practicing this, when you see the pictures, and then you don't need to talk to anyone. You don't need to read any articles. You only need to speak with yourself first. How do I feel? What is this picture making me feel? What does it mean? Yeah. And as a photographer, if you keep asking these sort of questions, you are going to be able to tell more of the stories, but not by using pens or typing, but you're using the camera to show that instead. The pictures on the left-hand side here was actually there. My friend, he already taking a break from a long afternoon, and that he has been taking pictures at Rayong for quite a long time. And then suddenly all these groups of minions, yeah, running around from some buses and van, yeah, and then they ran to this location and trying to set up some pipes, as you can see right there. My friend saw that, and then he just ran like hell, yeah, to taking the pictures. And once they saw that there were reporters on the scene, they kind of break it down into smaller groups. Yeah, so in order to do this, sometimes you can plan everything that you would want to plan, or you can hope for the best, but you need to prepare a lot. And then you have to act fast, think fast, if you would be working in this kind of field. Yeah. I know that not all of you are going to pursue this direction, but you are looking at the work of, I'm definitely confident to say that he's one of the top 3 of this country has to give. Yeah, his client is only world class. Okay, let's continue with this one. I would have Annelen. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello. When you see this picture, what occurs to your mind? Don't read anything on the right.
Like the oil, and the pollution is also destroying wildlife or something like that.
Mm. Okay, if I put this photo on the front cover or on my first web page picture, what do you think it is?
Like, what do you
With
mean, sir?
no copies or anything.
Sorry?
With no words or anything, just this photo.
Like a keyword that would come to my mind.
Yeah, what can you see from this? What do you think it is? If it appears like this,
I will feel like disgusted.
Okay. Anyone else have a reminder of chocolate fondue?
It's a chocolate chapachan.
Sir.
I mean, that's occurred to my mind and also a lot of students. Yeah. Because we have been talking about pollutions, right? So you already being influenced by the media, yeah, already. But this is how one pictures have a lot of impacts. And then when you see that something is look like something, but then actually is not, then okay, now we have the situation, yeah. And think about that impact on Rayong seafood at the time. Not so good idea, right? Yeah, that's the story. And here you goes. Yeah, from the large scale, from the wide angle photography down to the macro level, what is literally impact the wildlife in this area? What is impact for the business in Rayong province? All the seafood, all the restaurant is definitely closed down. No one trusts any seafood from Rayong for month after month. Yeah, and this is how we use the photo to move the story forward. All right. Okay. The second one here is the documentary from National Geographic version, yeah, by him again. The first one here, the editor said, we need to represent Thai flood crisis. So they picked these photos among thousands of the photos to represent Thai flood the most. I have similar version of this kind of picture as well. You probably saw that on the composition week that I took flooded Buddha image as well. But yeah, it shows. And here, it shows that Don Mueang Airport. For those of you that don't understand Thai languages, Mueang means city, Don means hill. It means at Don Mueang means it's the hill of the city. It's supposed to be the area that has a very high altitude, yeah, compared to the city. Hence, they're making the airport right here to be okay with the flood. But there you have it. It's already flooded, and then you can see the water level and everything. That's the story. And from these pictures, from small scale to the wide angle to the medium shot, which is the human interaction range, the high angle, the macro photography, close-up photography. This is how you break it down, because no one wants to see y angle, y angle, y angle, y angle all the time. But it depends. It depends on your creativity. I will show you how it's done later on. Or this example, this is from National Geographic Global, that they send out this theme, planet or plastic. Yeah, they send this theme to all the countries with National Geographic photographers, and then they sending the story of plastic being used in many environment, and then this is the final version. You can see here, instead of the iceberg, they use in the plastic bag to demonstrate the iceberg instead. Here you go. Planet or plastic. Yeah. You don't need any description, do you? It just say by itself. I just want to call her Tara. Which one you like the most?
Hi, my Wi-Fi is really bad, so my screen's kind of frozen. I'll come back and I'll join again.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So anyone? Which one that you have any opinions on these photos? Because you are looking at National Geographic photographers from around the world. Most of these photos are captured within Asian region. Not really Southeast Asia, but Middle Asian and also East Asian. What do you think?
Is this towards me or?
No. This is to anyone.
Okay, sorry.
My point is, I would just want to show that this is how much the pictures without any words, any description can impact the story.
It's about pollution.
So the
Because
plastic waste are strongly
Yes.
disrupting the creatures' lives.
Yes.
Even in the second photo, shopkeepers, they are surrounded by plastic balls. So yeah,
Yes, you are
it's
right.
quite disruptive.
Exactly. Yeah. The reason why they put this colorful image, of plastic being used in the middle is to show the differences that despite that we have the business of plastic here and there, enjoy the AC environment, chilling with the mobile phones and all, this is what happening to the world outside. Yeah. Or this. This is by Randy Olson. Yeah, great photographer himself. Yeah. Use your judgment. Right. That's the point, yeah, of this documentary. Documentary is supposed to move the story and sending a very not fast impact but deep impact of the message that the sender is trying to send. Yeah. The core idea of planet or plastic here is to raise the awareness of the danger of plastic overuse. I mean, we can use plastic. Yeah, it's good, it's great, it's fantastic. Yeah, plastic is fantastic, but it doesn't mean that we can overuse it. Yeah, because this is what's happening. This is how it works. Yeah, pre-production first, you need to get everything right. You need to contact the right person. You need to be able to get all the documents ready, the travel card, the internet, the SIM cards, the planning, what time, when, where you need to go, who would you need to contact, and security, of course. And then you go to the field. You go to the field. This is at the Khong River in southern part of Laos. You go as you plan, and then you improvise as you go. And then the post-production here is to editing the photos, to demonstrate the work and put it on as a final result with the editors or your team. This is what he prepared, for his trip. Yeah, there are so many details: backup hard drive, flashes, triggers, underwater case, backup camera, water bag, yeah, security, charger, glasses, sunblock, torchlight, flashlight. Yeah, this is how it goes. Laptop, of course. Excuse me. I'm sorry, it just needs picture. Right. So how to make your picture speak? Number one, the technique is the body language. Yeah, we don't need to talk to these people to kind of understand what's happening in here, right? The body language, we can use our experience, yeah, to understand what's happening in here. Even though I never been to this this prey at Wat Cat in Silom before, but I kind of get the feeling how deep, yeah, she's totally into this, right? By having all these sacred offerings to the temples, and especially the background. Everybody chanting the same mantra. Their mouth is very similar to one another. The color is great. Yeah, the body language. Yeah, the body language. Yeah, body language. Human can understand another human very, very easily if you pay attention. Yeah, these are the joys of the kids, right? With the cleavers. If you would see the cleaver in the department store, then probably not a good idea. But here in the cornfield, right? And with these rat traps, yeah, this is how they live. This is how they fighting their next meals and all that. Or this is the first time that this village in the southern part of Laos have tap water for the first time. Using the high shutter speed and all, you know the techniques already, but look at the ripples on this kid's face. Look at how delightful the background was. Yeah, it's such a very, very impactful photography. Or here, a very nice compositions. Yeah, quite deep. Yeah, Rosalind.
Yes.
Right. Can you talk with us?
What again?
Probably you can. Okay, next time. Right. Madalena, I know this is hard for you. Madalena, are you with us?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm with you. Sorry.
All right. What can you understand from this photography?
I mean, it kind of looks like the hand, like is holding the cotton, is like a very old hand, but the face in the background you can see looks like a young girl. So the other hand is like, I guess, from the young girl. So it looks like the young girl helps the older woman.
Very good, very good. Yes. At first, when I first saw it, it took me about 5 seconds to getting to understand what I thought it was. And similar to your interpretation, yes, at first I thought, oh, it's nice. It's like some young woman trying to help the older woman weaving something, some sort of cloth. And then my friend revealed that no, it's actually the other way around. This picture he captured in the southern part, on the northern part of Laos. The old woman is actually her grandmother, that she teaching her nephew, right? Yeah, nephew, how to weave by having the young lady holding the old lady's hand and understand how to move the hands around the weaver, how to roll the cotton and left and right, up and down, how to do that, and let her do this by herself. You can even say that from the shape of their nails that they are related, they are cousins. I was like, oh, that's so deep. Yeah, this is the work of the top level of the storyteller photographer has to give. Yeah, or something like this. Yeah, um, the terminal care. Yeah, for those who cannot really help themselves anymore. When you plus body languages with symbols, it demonstrates even stronger definitions. This is the visits of Aung San Suu Kyi many years ago, but you can see from the supporting backgrounds, the flags, that their faces, that they stood there for 5 hours waiting for Aung San to just arrive and waving hands to them, and this is how much they offer. And my friend captured the scenes. Yeah, or the protest, where it's taking place, the people, the color, the symbols. Iconic means the denotation and connotation, which is I will talk to you again afterwards. Yeah, when you plus body languages and symbol, it shows a lot of meanings on the photographies. Yeah, tells you something that you don't really need to understand their languages, and then you or asking the question, so what's happening here? Right. Looking for the story, looking for the details. Yeah, and this is his chart. This is so great. I like it a lot. This picture, he was having a red light traffic in Klong Toi, downtown Bangkok, and then he saw. At first, he saw this guy sleeping on the street, and then he grabbing the camera, and then suddenly he also saw that there was one woman dressing in black holding her tears or not. I'm not he doesn't really sure, but it's just a good composition next to his mirror, so he captured that. It's happened during the COVID season. You can tell by looking at their masks all over the place. Yeah, this is how impactful one story could be. Yeah, the way of living, the story. Now he's talking about the technique, how to have those kind of shots. First, you need imagination. Second, you need prediction. Yeah, what is going to happen? Take a look at this picture, for example. High shutter speed, of course, right? You know, we can use that technique for now. But he didn't really know that during the dry season, yeah, they are praying for rain in northeast of Thailand. He didn't really know that the elderly need to splash the water, right there. But he saw someone walking to this direction, yeah, with this plate of water, and he guessed that okay, probably something got to do with water splashing. So he set the camera and the shutter speed higher and waiting for that moment to happen. And when he saw the person put down the water tray in front of the elderly, then he kind of know that okay, this thing is going to happen. So he lower his body and have the focus ready, and when the times come, the music is arrive, and then it happened. Yeah, it's a very high instinct of top level of photographers. Low shutter speed, high shutter speed. Look at that during the Ramadan. It's such a crazy good photography. Yeah, if you're taking the pictures normally, like like captured, then it was not really going to be this perfect in terms of storytelling. Yeah, be at the right place at the right time. It means you need to work hard, you need to hope for the best, and then you go for it. Uh, this is the biggest dam in Laos for electricity. This guy, he met this person twice already, but the first day he met this guy over there on the hill, and then he talked to him because Lao and Thai we can communicate. That he said, oh, he's walking his pig every evening. So he waits until another day. He waiting for this guy right here that he would come over here to this corner of the dam, and he showed that pictures that this is the civilization effects on this part of the country. Yeah. And this is he himself, very funny photography. And this is these are the photos from his assistants. So one second. Twice already. Right. That in order to get a good photography, the good photography probably not come to your door that easy. Sometimes you have to get down to the ground, go underwater, or get to the high roof and all that to have nice pictures. Yeah, that's all it takes to be a professional photographer, right? Lastly, yeah, before he finished his presentation, he would like to talk about this. As a media person, is how we use it. Yeah. So could anyone see what used to be Duke of Edinburgh here, Prince William, is doing? You think he's showing his middle fingers?
I think he's doing the three fingers, like three.
Right. Very good.
Or like four, something like that.
Yeah. This is from another angle. Yeah. He was traveling out of the St. Mary Hospital in 2018 after the birth of his third child. And from this angle of the camera, that is what happened. Yeah. So be cautious about this. Yeah. And when it comes to your turn to interpret the word, then I just can't wait to see that. Let's see another one. Let me conclude everything is down here. If you cannot really remember anything, remember this. Photography essay. Photography essay is a sequence of photograph that showing the story or the opinions. It's a collection of images in sometimes in specific order to show what's happening. Sometimes it doesn't. And we use the normal approach as writing an essay with the pens, and then we turn that into the visual image instead. I have 5 photos right here for you to try to understand what this photographer trying to talk. Are you ready? This is picture number 1. This is picture number 2. Sorry for the low resolution. Picture number 3. Picture number 4. And picture number 5. Could anyone see or understand what is this photography talking about?
Rocks.
Yeah, rocks. Yeah, what it has to do with the rocks?
Like all of them have rocks in it.
Yes, very
A
good.
fossil.
Yeah, yeah, very nice. Yeah, fossil. Yeah, how could you tell?
There are like unique shapes in the rocks, like
Mm.
animal, like patterns of spines, bones, and stuff.
Yeah, very good. Right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, this is actually my work. Many times ago. I'm sorry, many years ago. Um, at the time, the story of global warming was just rise to the surface, and people really pay attention to it. I found this book. Yeah, is from the exhibition, the faces of the UK, and then I found this photography on the left, and I thought to myself, it's so nice, super nice photography. And I thought to myself that I probably could do a panorama photography at this place instead of having it in a portrait like this. So I took the trip to this place in Wales. I didn't really know. It's like you study at Bangkok University, right? And then you wanted to go to Bungkan province for the first time. And I took the pictures along the way, yes, and about the rocks, because that's what my journey is all about. At the location, yeah, there were so many people as well. I didn't really find the spot until the moment that I was already on my way back. And then I jumped over this part, this spot. And then I realized that this is actually this. So I put this picture in front. I took this picture after my trip to resonate this picture right here. Probably if I go to this place again today, they're probably already long gone. Yeah. The judges like my work quite a lot. Yeah. So I was nominated to be international photo essay at the time for top 10. I didn't really won. The picture that won the award was 10 years after Thailand tsunami, which is a long time ago, before you were born. So I'm not going to talk about that. Let's see some of my friends' work. He is a world-class photographer. Christian Dowling, my good friend here. KD is the Hollywood photographer based in Australia and Bangkok. Yeah. He's the official photographer for, what's her name? Angelina Jolie.
Angelina.
Right. Yeah. And also Katy Perry, Pink. Yeah, Katy Perry is here. Beyonce, Vogue, the White House. That's how great he is. And we are good friends. This is the work that he captured right here in 6 hours in 2008 in Bang Yai, which is very close to Bangkok. The story is about Muay Thai orphans. They are orphans. They're using Muay Thai to make a living. Yeah, this is their only toys and sports. Yeah, yeah. They already have 6-pack at the age of 10. I don't even have mine. This is how they train. Yeah. You know the techniques already. During the daytime of the training, they're just kids, right? This is the moment that we took them to 7-Eleven, yeah, and offer them some snacks and some drinks, some dessert and all that, yeah. And then back to training. Training is twice per day. And at the end of all that, when the tournaments begins, we go to the ring with them as well. And this hand signal over here is mean they put on a bet. Yeah, they're gambling over these sports. It's legal in Thailand for Muay Thai. Yeah. And they're chanting, they're cheering those people in the background. Yeah. Chanting for their sport or chanting for money, I'm not really sure. There you go. See that? Sometimes you don't really need a lot of words to describe the photos when it comes to photography essays. Yeah, you need to show the story, and that's good enough. Or here, I Died Today by Duke Roberts. Yeah, it's very, very heart touching. I'm not going to play it here, but if you want to see, or if you want to know, you can go on the link that I'm providing right here. I Die Today is a story of the long time suffering dog. Yeah, that they are going to put them to rest today. Yeah, it's very heart touching for those who have dogs or pets. I'm going to skip the content. In Thailand, we have one photography contest known as 10 Shot Stories, run by National Geographic. Yeah, it's a very good story as well, right here. I personally really appreciate this one. The life of the coal maker. Yeah, charcoal per se. It shows their story that when we having our BBQ and everything by using the natural charcoal, this is the story behind the lens. Dirty hands, dirty faces, yeah, life in the background. If you love this kind of pictures or this kind of story, leave the link here into our chat, so you get to see what it is. Yeah. The tips, right? If you don't really remember anything, remember this. Photography essay needs a good start. Yeah, find the topic that click to you first. It could be anything, your hobbies, what you like, what you saw, what just you come to your mind, or what comes to your friends, for example. Make a little research about that, get to know more. If you want to dig deeper to this topic, say plastic, for example, where would you go? What would you need? And what will be the heart of the story that you want us to show? Sometimes the heart of the story can be prepared, but sometimes you need to improvise what happened in front of you as well. Then combine it together as a good set of pictures to tell the story, and then plan your production. Yeah. And that's for those who like photography essay. That's how you do it. The second part that you could do for your photography project is called conceptual photography. And this is what it's like. Okay. Su Mian, no, honey?
Yes.
Right. Can you see these 3 photos and then trying to decode what does it mean?
It's like heartbreak.
Then?
And then recover.
Very good. Yeah. They try to put it right back, right? And they try to fix the heartbreak or the breakup love.
Yes.
Yeah? So what represents love?
Red.
Yeah,
Red
heart.
heart.
Yeah, that's called iconic approach. Yeah, it's international. We have different background. I don't really speak your language, but I could understand this as you do, right? Scissor, yeah, scissor represent force, the outside force, or any sort of force to separate them, and then they are break apart. And then the needles, yeah, right, the pin, trying to put it all together, but does it look the same? Mostly conceptual photography is a set of photographs that showing the ideas or asking questions rather than giving the answers. Conceptual photography runs with the interpretation of the background of the audience and the artist. Would anyone like to decoding this photography? When you type conceptual photography on Google, you will see this photography coming up as well. It's on the first page of Google for quite some time. Yeah, and it's a very good example. So would anyone like to talk about this? What can you see?
Maybe
Yes.
okay. So maybe his partner or her partner has gone away, and she has never got her normal life. So she has to put makeup on her face to
Very
pretend
good.
she's happy. And but actually she misses him a lot, him or her.
Oh, yes, precisely. Yeah, that's very, very down to details, and you have everything's right. So, how could you know? What are these symbolics trying to talk to you? Could you please break it down to us, for us?
Uh, drawing of
Yeah.
a man
Yeah, yeah.
lying beside her.
Is it a man? Could it be a woman?
Maybe man or human, just her.
Very
Maybe
good. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that's right.
best friend or relative or boyfriend or girlfriend. Anyone.
Okay. I would underline the word relate. How could you know that they relate together?
Uh, by their hands.
By their hands. Very nice. Yeah, because if I hate that person, it's going to be a different fingers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. And you are so spot on about the makeup. Yeah, especially right now is the Festival of Death in Mexico as well. Yeah, that we Coco. If you have watched Coco before, you definitely know that it's time to memorize those who pass away and black dress and everything. Very good. Yeah, but this time let's reverse the engineer. You are not the audience anymore. Now you are a photographer. If you happens to have this idea, how would you execute this photography? How would you make it happen? Anyone? Right. The time is quite short now, so I'm gonna get on with it. You have a lot of things to prepare, right? You need to find a location that allows you to draw on the floor. You need to find the right model with the dress. You need to find that black dress, red nails, the makeup artist, all that details to demonstrate the ideas. Yeah, even though you have all that, and that is just step one. When you are about to grab on the camera, then, oh, where would the camera be? It's going to be captured from the high angle. Should I use the stairs or ladders, or should I use a drone instead? Yeah, all that questions need to be worked toward on the direction. Let's continue with this photography. Yeah, same place, This is from my friend Rosie Hardy. She's great. So, what this picture is making you feel, or if you were the photographer, what kind of message that you are sending? Have I called you, Miss Dong, Yan Chong Dong? Destiny, help me out.
Here.
Okay. Hello, hello.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
When I see the pictures, I just feel a little bit weird. I like doing the ghost movie.
Oh yeah. I like that. So why two chairs?
I don't get it.
Oh, you don't get it. It's fine. Let's try Destiny, honey. Destiny, help me
Yes,
out.
I'm here. I'm here.
Because
So
again, I'm sorry, I kind of skipped something. Right here, we are practicing what called denotation and connotation, the direct meanings of something and the indirect meanings of another. Yeah, the photographer is encoding something to his or her photography production, right? And we are, as the audience, we are trying to break that code. Okay, you go.
okay, so right here for the first impression I might see like loneliness, but look deeper inside I see like she is looking back into the past or something like that, like she's trying to looking for someone who used to be sit opposite of her. And she's like, I might relate it to a song called Back to December of Taylor Swift. Like it's bring me that vibe, like I'm going back to find you, to find like to find like soulmate or something, like, or maybe she just remember like missing someone in the past. And the vibe, it's like, yeah, the vibe sending me like, yeah, it's a sad story.
Yes, the color and the tone really is moving toward the sad direction rather than the happy direction, was it?
Yes.
Very good. So, and let's try a little bit deeper, yeah, because on this class is really, really good. So why these tattered chair or breaking down chairs? If we change the chairs, let's talk in production level. If we change the chair into say a plastic chair or the IKEA chair, would it work?
No.
No, not at all. Because it's like, since the setting is like vintage vibe, so the chair must be like vintage, also like old age.
Yes.
And simple too. Yeah.
Very good. Yes. And vintage or tattered props like this, yeah, is remind you of all those good time and bad time. Yeah. A little bit of nostalgia over here, a little bit of reminiscence over here as well. Yes, very good, very good. Yeah, you are knocking on the door now. Yes, because conceptual photography can run in many directions. Is using most of the time it's using the common experience from the audience and to the maker and the artist. Yeah, it's similar to the language. If I speak the language that you could understand, then you could understand me as well. But visual communications is a little bit more than than verbal communications. Yeah. For example, right here, you're watching at the work of Diana Goldstein, The Fallen Princesses. What can you link? I mean, which character that you can link this photo from Walt Disney?
Snow White.
Snow White, very
Snow
good.
White.
Right. And where are the dwarf?
The kids and the dog.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Did this project from her rock the world many years ago. I mean, I was on Twitter on that night as well, and she kept me up all night. The comments on Twitter at the time was so crazy. Yeah, let's say a little bit more. The idea was she brought the characters from the fairy tales into the real life, and he reflect that into the photos. So, character?
Cinderella.
Cinderella.
Cinderella. Yeah, you get that right, right? Yeah. Midnight is it? And this is what happened to the midnight. Yeah, waiting for her ride and everything. Good. Photoshop, of course, but who cares?
Ariel.
Yeah, Ariel with the Little Mermaid. Yeah, I like the fact that he that she Photoshop the prince face on these little children over here as well. I like it a lot.
Oh shit.
Is that Tangle?
That's
Tangled with
the movie, not the character.
Tangled with cancer.
Rapunzel?
Yeah,
Rapunzel.
Rapunzel. That's right. I mean, and this is a very high level of production. You need the makeup artist for the bow. You need a wig. You need the props. Quite an investment, yeah, but it's worth it. Anyone?
Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty. That's right.
Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah, well, with the castle on the background. Yeah, where the magic kiss didn't really work. And Prince Charming is now here. Be careful next time you order something online. Right, Red Riding Hood, yeah, with fast food on the way from grandmother to the house. This is Princess and the Pea and a Pea, yeah. This is quite classic. You probably not know. Instead of 7 layers, which represent good luck, she represents this idea with 13 layers of bed instead, for bad luck. And then Jasmine. Right. Yeah. So the assignment for this week, but actually not this week, 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. Because it's hard, because it's very difficult, and I want you to spend time with it. Create one set of photographs. It could be photography essay, telling the story in specific orders, or just covering the overall, or conceptual photography that represents the denotation and connotation approach. The set is 5 to 6 photos. Yeah, not less. Try to stay with 5, but if you can't, you want to show more, 6 is okay. 4 is all right, but prefer at 5. Content means the topic, how good, how impactful, how you turn that topic into the photos. It doesn't have to be something crazy difficult like the global warming or anything. It could be dogs. Yeah, the morning class came with the ideas of dogs, and then I challenged them to go with what kind of dogs story or conceptual photography of dogs. Yeah. Then you can elaborate from that. It could be stray dogs. It could be celebrity dogs. It could be handicapped dogs. It could be many things. Dog's butt. I don't know. Think about that. Consistency means how well they are put together, how well you produce the whole production. Composition means the good of photography, and then communication for another 25% of the work, how it communicate effectively. Yeah, and that's all. Okay, I'm going to put this recording to an end now. Yeah, this is how much we would go for a photography project. It's big for you, I would say, but it's worth it, because this is how big the beginning level of photography is supposed to go. Because in advanced level of digital photography or just photography, it means you need to work, and when you work as a project. That's very typical. When someone hire you, or you would send it to a campaign in advertising or for PR. Sometimes you're working with one image, just like what I showed you earlier today at the beginning. And also sometimes you work for a set as a magazine or as a campaign, then you need to work for many photos with the articles, with the editors. That's how it rolls in our industry. All right. And I'm going to stop the recording now. If you would have any questions, or would you like to return to me with your samples of the project or the theme that you would like to discuss, that is it good enough? You are going to do this project, that project. Yeah, feel free to talk to me within these 2 weeks, and then we see how it goes. Because after all this, it's going to be a final project. All the best, yeah, and stay safe.